Welcome filmmakers, fans, and friends to the all-new Indie Cinema Showcase. I'm Matt Doolittle.
And I'm Allison Walter. Together, we're going to bring you the best and brightest in local independent cinema.
Each episode will highlight a different aspect of independent filmmaking, be that an actual genre, the role of certain key crew members, or various outlets and resources for filmmakers to utilize in their productions.
We will then discuss the ins and outs with our industry guests, both in front of and behind the camera. Travel up and down Central Florida, visiting film sets and film festivals, while also spotlighting some Florida-made films that we feel deserve the attention.
On today's show, we welcome actress Amy Locicero and talk to her about her new film, Casadega. We will also be taking a look at Cason Films' newest trailer, Fort Slaughterdale. Then later on in the show, we will visit the first annual Starlite Film Festival in Winter Garden, Florida.
All right, guys, let's get things started with our Show Us Your Shorts film. This one's a sci-fi thriller about a man who's holding a mother and daughter hostage and a police negotiator who is not prepared for the outcome that is going to occur. The film is entitled Where the Truth Lies and is directed by TL Westgate.
I saw him come out of the building, he went to his car, he grabbed the gun, and he went right back in.
Yes, Mr. Anders. The negotiator's going into the building right now.
He better be alone.
Don't worry, he is.
I'm only here to talk. I'm gonna set my gun down. Do you mind if I stand right here?
Just stay right there.
Okay, Mr. Anders. Your name is Nick, right? Do you mind if I call you Nick?
I don't care what you call me. Just stay where you are.
Okay, just calm down. What's the situation? What's going on?
I caught them. I caught the aliens. I want credit for this.
Okay, maybe it makes more sense to take the aliens to immigration.
No, not those kind of aliens. These are real aliens. They're from outer space.
Okay, Nick, hold on. Let me talk to them for just one moment. Hi, sweetie. What's your name?
Jessica.
Hi, Jessica. My name's Mark, and I'm here to help you. Is this your mom?
My name's Sarah.
Hi, Sarah. My name's Mark. We're gonna get through this just fine. I'm here to help.
I don't know why he's doing this.
Shut up! I saw it. I saw what they were doing.
Sir, please don't hurt us.
Okay, Nick, tell me what they were doing. Talk me through it.
I was here fixing the cable, and the little one, it had computers hovering around its head, and it was hacking into the internet.
Do I look like a computer?
Nick, I don't think they were doing anything, okay? Just put the gun down. I need you to relax, all right?
We weren't doing anything wrong. I was just picking up Jessica from school, and I just left my phone here. That's the only reason we came back.
She's lying. I saw it. I saw what they were doing.
I don't think they were doing anything, Nick. Let me ask you, do you have kids? I don't think you want to hurt Jessica or Sarah, okay?
Stop using their real names! Stop using their names! Stop! They're aliens!
We're not aliens! Stop calling us that! And stop pointing that gun at us!
Okay, Nick, just lower the gun. Let's talk some more, okay?
Stop distracting me! I just came here to do my job. I'm the electrician.
I want to go now.
It'll be over soon.
They're talking. Look, what are they talking about?
No, Nick, they're not really saying anything.
They're aliens. I'll prove it.
Nick, I need you to lower the gun right now.
I have to protect us.
Mark, status, what was that?
Oh my God.
I have to protect us.
All teams, deploy! Deploy!
Damn it.
Once again, that was Where the Truth Lies, directed by TL Westgate. Now, each episode, we like to give our own thoughts from the popcorn gallery and offer feedback about the films we showcase. To help us with this, we've invited some industry guests who have worked in the field, from fellow actors, producers, and directors. Our very own Christina Carmona is in the ICS viewing room, so let's check in with her and see what they thought about Where the Truth Lies. Christina?
Thanks, Allison. I'm here at the beautiful Anzian Theater in Malin, and with me I have Matt Gunter, Elizabeth Ann, and Valensky Sylvain. We've just watched Where the Truth Lies, so what did you guys think?
I thought it was a nice twist. It was a nice, quick story. I think it probably could have been a little faster in the middle.
Yeah.
But overall, it had a nice payoff.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it had really good cinematography, and the composition was tight. I really liked that. And I think that the story really worked well, especially for a project that was in the 48-hour film fest.
Absolutely. You have such limited time to get that done.
Correct, and that's being in the 48-hour film festival. I do think that the way they did the audio editing at the beginning was nice. There were some parts in the middle, like you said, that kind of dragged on, but altogether it was a nice story, nice pacing, nice twist to it. So altogether for 48-hour film festival, I liked it.
Very cool. So are there any specifics that you guys want to address, maybe?
Well, I think the biggest thing is the acting. I thought the guy with the gun was very strong as a crazy guy, and I liked the cop. You know, whether the mother and the daughter were convincing in their role, that's going to be open for discussion because you find out they are aliens at the end. I don't know. I think they could have played it or maybe had less dialogue. I think they might have cut that out and make it
maybe
stronger.
played it off a little bit more, that they were normal.
Yes.
Yeah, because I thought that worked for me. Like, it let me know right away. I'm like, well, what if what he's saying is true? Because they don't seem scared at all. They seem like no matter what happens in this situation, we're going to walk out of it. And I kept thinking throughout it that they must be the aliens, but we don't find out till the end that they are.
Well, as from a story maker's point of view, a lot of times you want the audience to think one thing so that the twist comes out bigger at the end. Now, for the way you were saying it, you knew they were going to end up being aliens, so the twist didn't matter to you.
It has to be a big twist.
Correct. Yeah. So that's why I was thinking the acting altogether wasn't as powerful as it should have been, at least especially from Jackie's point of view and Jana, the mother and daughter. They didn't sell me on them being scared.
And you know what I'm thinking is you need that tension.
Correct.
You need that tension, and maybe if you don't have that, maybe through lighting or some other thing.
Correct. I will say I thought the editing. I thought the editing was a good editing job, and it worked for me, like, to go back and forth between the characters, so I didn't lose interest. And
Now, speaking of the editing, like you were saying, I wasn't too enamored with the special effect gunshots. The way the blood spatter and things like that.
Yeah, I would have
been
preferred
done.
to have it without the bloodshot if they had just done the gun.
Yeah.
But again, for a 48-hour film project,
That's
when you
really
put
good.
the effect in,
absolutely.
and
you know that they've spent that much time,
Correct,
much more time.
Correct.
To
Maybe
do that.
too much. There was too much blood. Maybe just a little bit less.
Yeah, less is more sometimes, though, right?
Keep it simple, stupid. That's a good thing. Even in filmmaking.
Absolutely. So the story itself, what did you guys think?
I liked it. I liked the premise. Like I said, if the dialogue would have maybe kept shorter, or the tension would have got better. Like Joe Coffey, he did an excellent job, I think, as the guy who was freaking out, the schizophrenic, whatever. But if we had made his dialogue more succinct, maybe J.C. Stewart's character, the cop's character, his dialogue more succinct, it would have just brought more tension to everything that was going on.
I did want to know what happened next. I actually wanted to know, when you saw the cop afterwards and how he responded, everybody went down, you want to see what his reaction was.
Correct.
All right, guys, that's a wrap. Thank you so much for being a part of the panel.
Thank you for having us.
You guys are wonderful. All right, from the Anzian, back to you guys.
Thanks, guys. Now, to learn more about TL Westgate, visit his website at creativeinletfilms.com. When we come back from the break, we'll be talking with actress Amy Locicero and checking out Cason Films' newest trailer. So, stick around.
Welcome back to ICS. Our next guest has had a love of movies since she was a child This love has turned into a passion, and that passion has led her to work with such great directors like Rick Rosenthal and Anthony de Blasi. So for this episode's Industry Insight segment, we're very excited to have with us local actress Amy Locicero. Thanks for being here, Amy. Appreciate it.
Hi, thanks for having me.
So what got you into the wacky world of acting?
Oh, I always loved movies, and we did puppet shows growing up for neighborhood kids, and just I loved special effects shows, and I was a gymnast at one point, and I liked stunts, and it was just, I always was interested in doing something movie-oriented, but that it became more acting when I was a teenager. I didn't know it was acting at the time, but I knew it had something to do with film, so I was always interested in just something in this industry.
I know you're in the union. Does being SAG, do you think that hinders you from working on independent films, or how do you think that affects getting work in that?
I'm actually SAG eligible. Okay. So if you're a SAG actor, you are not allowed to work on independent things that are not union. They can be independent, but they have to be SAG. Or you have to have a special contract saying that they'll allow you to do it. So being SAG eligible is beneficial, meaning I haven't joined. So I'm able to still do SAG work,
but they can use you. So you're
non-union.
Kind of in that middle road where you can do one or the other.
Yeah, to be honest, it's a big Florida thing for actors because we have so many non-union projects here. If you're in LA or New York, it's beneficial for you to be in the union. And it's beneficial for you to be in the union in general, but it's been a choice for me because I've been so busy with non-union work that I don't want to, cut that off. And just venture into SAG. I kind of want to keep it open to see.
You've done the horror films. I saw a picture of you in some wacky makeup before we started, and that's insane. Do you like the horror genre? Is this something you enjoy? I mean, are you always the pretty blonde at the beginning that gets stabbed or something, or what do they usually? Yeah.
I've done a few horror films now, and I'm trying to, because I've done a few already, I'm trying to step out of it a little bit and do some other things. I like the horror genre. I don't love like slasher movies where it's like upsettingly bloody, I guess.
Right, yeah.
So I know one of your latest projects was Casadega. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yes, it's in the genre of a thriller horror movie, and I play the role of Jennifer Eastman, who is a vengeful ghost. I am dead and ghostly in most of the movie, but it's about a deaf girl who tries to contact her dead younger sister, deceased, is that a nicer word? Deceased younger sister at a seance, and instead encounters a vengeful ghost that then haunts her until she solves her murder.
Place your fingers on the phonograph arm, as you would with a Ouija board planchette. Your sister will communicate to you through this device. We will hear the recording, but you will hear her voice. What is her name?
Michelle Marrero.
And your parents?
Our mother's name is Colette.
I invite the spirit of Michelle Marrero, sister of Lily, daughter of Colette. I invite the spirit of Michelle Marrero, sister of Lily, daughter of Colette.
Hello, Lily.
Was that her? Was that her voice?
Michelle is with us now. You may speak to her directly.
Michelle, can you hear me?
I can hear and see you. We both can.
Where are you? Who's with you?
I'm with Mom now.
Michelle, I wanted want to tell
Where's
you.
the Eiffel Tower necklace, Lily? You should wear it to remember me.
It's back at home. I can there's
Michelle, can you hear me?
A different presence is with us now.
Leave us, Ghost! You are not welcome here!
Leave us, Ghost! We intend to speak only to the spirit of Michelle Marrero.
Leave us, Ghost! You are not welcome here! Leave us!
You're the
Vengeful
ghost.
Ghost.
Okay, you're the ghost.
Not the deaf girl. I'm the vengeful ghost. Much more fun. No, but it was so much fun to work on because I got to be just totally engulfed in special effects, makeup, and goo, and. Yeah.
Did you like that? Did you? I mean, how much prep work did it go in to get you in the outfit?
Well, when we first started doing it, because I had bolts that came out of my arms, and it was a full thing. Yeah. All of me painted, and. It took about 3 hours, but then once we kind of got it down to, I contributed to all that.
You stood
there and looked pretty.
Yeah. Lee Grimes,
right,
the amazing, wonderful Lee Grimes, the makeup artist. Once he got it down to a science, it was faster when we figured out how we were getting everything done. There, I'm taking credit for it again, I sat there, and it was so much fun. And just to watch him work and to watch how they do those special effects is fascinating. So it's a good one. It actually has distribution in the UK.
Oh, great.
So that's coming out soon. In the next couple of days, it'll be available. If you have friends over in England that can mail it to you. And we're still waiting to hear about the US distribution.
Great. Cool. You seem to have set your roots kind of here in Orlando as far as the acting. Have you thought about doing the New York, the LA thing, like getting out of here, or is it something that you want to stay with here, or are you thinking about taking off, or what?
I was thinking about moving to Los Angeles at one point when it was very, very slow here. I think it was in 2008 because we had a great film incentive budget, and then they cut it. It was like 25 million, and then they cut it to 5. Don't quote me on that. Something along those lines, and it was like crickets chirping, and we were all like, oh my gosh, what are we going to do? A lot of production people were working in other states, and a lot of actors were panicked for work. So at that point, I did think that was going to happen. Then I met my husband, and we got married. I know, and we put our wedding on credit cards, and we had debt, and we couldn't go anywhere. And by the time we got out of debt and got kind of settled in here, it was, I didn't want to go, and things had picked up so much, and we have a great incentive program that's happening now, and I don't need to leave.
Right.
And if I don't have to, I'd rather not. My family's here. My sister's up here in Central Florida. My parents are in Clearwater. And we like the lifestyle that we get to have here.
It's awesome. Amy, thanks for being here. Really appreciate it. Thanks for all the insight, and best of luck on Cassadaga.
Great. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. And if you want to find out more on Amy Locicero, you can visit her website conveniently at amylocicero.com.
As Amy heads off to her next project, we will be taking a break. But don't go anywhere, because when we come back, we will check out the latest trailer from Cason Films and also travel to the first annual Starlite Film Festival to see what's hot in filmmaking today. So stay tuned.
If you would like to be a guest, have something to promote, or have your film featured on our show, please visit our website, IndieCinemaShowcase.com, and download the release form, or email us at icstv@yahoo.com. Welcome back to Indie Cinema Showcase. What do you get when you cross spring break, hot girls in bikinis, and a serial killer? For this episode's feature, you get director Brain Troxell's newest project, Fort Slaughterdale. Let's check it out.
A couple of years ago, there were these two guys working on the pier. One guy was leaning over the edge, loading the supports.
The story of Eddie, the man who comes back every spring break and kills people. Anyone home?
The guy on the bottom falls over the edge, and his body was never found. The part about him coming back and killing people, I don't believe that for a second.
Now it's time for our final segment we call On Location with ICS. In this episode, we visit the first annual Starlite Film Festival at the beautiful Garden Theater in Winter Garden. Starlite is the first film festival in Florida for features shot under $100,000. Let's check it out.
The idea for the Starlite Film Festival came from a filmmaker who felt Florida needed a festival that catered to the micro-budget filmmaker. With the help of a lot of talented people behind the scenes and a generous donation, the festival got its start this year, 2012. And what a way to get it started, but with a question. A wedding proposal is just one of the many great things to come from the festival. Producer of the Starlite Film Festival, Michael Poley, feels this is just the beginning.
What we hope is that this becomes an exciting niche festival. As far as I know, there's nothing like it. There's a Zero Film Festival in New York, where it's zero budget productions. I think there's features, shorts, documentaries, but we're focusing on just doing feature films made for less than $100,000. And I think that there's going to be a growing market for that with the proliferation of DSLR cameras and cheaper equipment, and people willing to sell out their friends, their family to make their dreams reality. Like, there's going to be a lot more of these productions, and I think in the future that niche, we're really going to be that festival.
The festival is a 4-day event that features a micro-budget filmmaking and screenwriting panel, a makeup and special effects workshop, as well as some great micro-budget films from across the globe. With the ease and affordability of technology, we asked filmmakers and panelists Tim Anderson and Dan Hunter about digital filmmaking in today's market.
Well, I think it's a fantastic place to start because you can do it for basically no money. I mean, no money in the terms of, like, if you got $2,000 to buy a couple of pieces of decent equipment, you can and the vision to go out there and be able to learn how to use it and know what you want to do with it. The sky's the limit in terms of being able to turn out quality. But in terms of getting the tools to make films, I think, the sky's the limit. You could go out there and buy yourself. I know guys who go out there and buy themselves Red cameras for $20,000. Should you do that if you've never made a movie before? Absolutely not. But, can you make a movie on your iPhone? I mean, absolutely.
I don't want to say anybody could be a filmmaker. I think that anybody can attempt to be a filmmaker with today's technology. But I mean, you do need the basic skills of what it takes to make a movie. I mean, because I remember the first time I made anything, I was almost disheartened, and I was like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I got myself into something like this.
To me, my number one piece of advice is to focus on the story that you want to tell. I mean, see that it can be done for the amount of money that you're willing to spend to do it on. Because that's your number one hurdle. That's your big place to start with. It's a lot of time, it's a lot of effort, it can be a lot of money, and it's like a long time of commitment. I mean, it's months, potentially years of your life to make a movie, and if you're not completely passionate about it, if it's not the thing that you love more than anything in the world, I mean, how can you get other people through it if 6 months into it you're disillusioned by it too?
And for those who are interested in next year's Starlite Film Festival, Michael Poley has one more advice.
Make a great film, and make a great film that we can watch the first 10 minutes of. A lot of films we threw out were just for production reasons right away, you could tell. I mean, we didn't set an egg timer like I've heard people done for other festivals. I mean, everybody watched all the films from start to finish, but yeah, just make a great film.
Well, that's all the time we have for this episode of ICS. We want to thank Amy Locicero for stopping by and hanging out with us, as well as filmmakers TL Westgate and Brain Troxell.
We hope you learned something new, saw something you loved, or got inspired to get off your couch and go make a movie of your own. Who knows? It might be good enough for us to screen on the next Indie Cinema Showcase.
Until then, the set is closed, and as they say in the movie business, that's a wrap. See you next time.